Good morning you guys, it's Karen and here is the new colour of my wall, and it's not metallic. I know I showed you guys or told you guys that I was going to do a metallic colour and it was just a blooming disaster, to be honest. I won't go into the whole story because it's quite boring, but I've ended up doing it this beautiful purple colour. I absolutely love it. How well it will work, I don't know. I feel like it's quite dark. At the minute I've got my ring light on and there's light coming from outside. It's a nice sunny day, so we'll see how it looks when I watch it back. Anyway, thank you for your patience with all this background stuff. I sometimes wonder if it's even worth mentioning it, because to some it's very boring, but to others, you know, the person that mentioned the pink, then it obviously bothers you, and I don't want people watching going, oh, I can't watch, it's so bright. Some of you said you just focus on me, but I have to say I can be easily distracted, and one thing that bothers me when I'm watching videos is actually not so much the background, but see if somebody does a video and they're like down here and then all you can see is the room, then I do focus on that. Or if the background music is too loud, which is almost, I prefer no background music, but if there's a little bit of background music on, there's some YouTubers that I would love to watch and I just can't because of the music. So, you know, we've each got different likes and dislikes, haven't we? I think my colours clash today as well. This red t-shirt doesn't particularly go well with that colour, but never mind. I'm here to talk about the Ordinary skincare. And I really hope that this will be a useful video for people, but I'm not sure what to title it. I'll probably title it The Ordinary Skincare Alternative Uses or something like that. But this is for those of us, and I think there are many of us, that have ordered everything, ordered way too much from The Ordinary because of it being so inexpensive, and then decided, you know what, I don't want to use all of these products, I'm just going to use 2 or 3. Or have found products that don't work for us. A lot of people don't find the vitamin C works for them, me included. I have had to really calm down on the acids because I overused them. That was my own fault, but I overused them. So I feel like this would be a good video to do because I want people to not have wasted their money, even if they're small amounts, it's still a lot of money, and be able to find another use for it. So I had written down some alternative uses for this, and then I was watching a video yesterday which was Pixie Woo, and now was it Nick? I think it was Nick. I can never remember them, you know, which one is which. Anyway, she did this video talking about her favourite things. She was with her friends, it was lovely. And then she said, oh, I've got to tell the guys about these new products. And she said, it's called The Ordinary. And what she did was explain it as a product that you use to add to other products, to add to your current skincare. And I thought, I've never heard of it explained that way, but I thought, I suppose you could use it like that. There's no reason you can't use it like that. You'd really have to know what you were doing. And I thought, well, maybe it's because she's talking about the caffeine solution and maybe she's just thought they're all like that. So I've looked it up this morning on the website, and I can't see mention of that, though I'm looking on the Victoria Health website. I've read the 2 boxes here because she also had the vitamin C. This is the retinoid and the vitamin C boxes. I can't see any mention of it. I don't see anywhere that it's mentioned that this is skincare to add a couple of drops to your current skincare. So she was saying with the caffeine serum, you add it to your eye cream. But the instructions on the website are to use it morning and night. It doesn't say to add it to an eye cream. So I'm confused as to where she got that from, because she kept saying that it said there on the box. Anyway, my point in that is that that is something you can do. And I think that the things it works well with are the hyaluronic acid and the vitamin C. And possibly also, is that myogirylene? I don't have myogirylene here, but possibly also the ogirylene. And so there's reasons that I say that. Firstly, with the vitamin C, it's because very few of us can tolerate this, from what I can tell from the comments, etc. Everybody seems to get that sort of stinging feeling, or just don't like the feeling of it. I'm one of those, but what you can do with this is you can add a little bit to another product. You could add a little bit of this to, I wouldn't really recommend adding it to your SPF because that would dilute it. But if you use a moisturiser before your SPF, you could add a little bit of the vitamin C to it. You could add a little bit of this to hyaluronic acid, and sometimes that works in preventing the irritation. A lot of people have used it that way. I tried it that way, and for me, it didn't change. It was still stinging and burning, so I haven't yet found what I can mix this with to make it okay. But you can mix it with other things. I've got some other uses for vitamin C. I'm just talking about all of the products in general at the moment. And the same with the hyaluronic acid. You could put a few drops of this in pretty much anything other than your SPF. I wouldn't add anything to the SPF just because I wouldn't want to alter the SPF rating, you know, or dilute down the formula. But hyaluronic acid you can add to anything just to give you a little bit more moisture. I have had a couple of questions of people asking me, they want to make up their own solution. They've perhaps gone through a bottle of something and want to mix 3 products in one, and would they be okay to mix together? And I think there are things that you could mix together here, you know, into their own bottle, and you could use as one. But I haven't listed those or gone through. I'm not going to go through those in this video, but I thought I could do that in a separate video if there was a lot of interest in that. Something about making your own serum or making your own skincare from the ordinary products, becoming your own scientist, you know, that would be really kind of cool. And it's something actually from the first question that was asked of me, I thought, oh yeah, that might be a good idea for me to do. You know, for me to do myself as opposed to a video. But if that's something that interests you, let me know, and I can consider doing that. But that will be for products that you already like and enjoy, but you just want to use as one serum rather than using 3 things. So firstly, let's talk oils. This is the Argan Oil. I also have the Marula Oil. I think I've got all of the oils. I love the rosehip on my skin. I love the Argan on my skin. Not so fussy about the squalane, and I really don't like the Marula Oil at all. So with the Marula Oil, I have been using it on my hair and it works amazingly. You can use it in different ways. You can either use it as something, you can use it as a serum before you blow dry your hair. I've tried it in all of these different ways and it works really well for me. So just put about 3 or 4 drops in your hand, rub your hands together, and on damp hair, just put it through your hair and then blow dry it. It just gives it an extra sort of detangling and, you know, moisturizer. I used it as a pre-wash, which works really well, and this is something I've done with oils over the years, or like as a night serum. If you don't want to buy one of these overnight repair serums, just use a bit of oil. Use as much as you want, but just smooth it through your ends and then wash your hair either an hour later or the following morning if you're using it at night. I tend to do it, like I'll get up on a day that I know I'm washing my hair at some point during the day. I don't need to go out and look particularly presentable, and I'll just use as much as, you know, quite a few squirts of it, quite a lot, put it all through my ends, and then either tie my hair back or what, I don't know what that all was for, or not tie my hair back. And it works really well with that. But my favourite way to use it is just as a kind of finishing serum. So this would work with the Argan, and I think it would work best with the Argan and Marula. So just, see, I've got 2 drops there, there's hardly anything in there. I'm going to put another drop, getting it all over my paper. Rub it between your hands. This actually works better with the Marula oil. I can feel this. It's also got that strange smell. Anyway, I've been using it as a finishing serum to just sort of, you know, calm down any sort of stray hairs and make everything look smoother, and you're giving your hair a little bit of oil at the same time, which is not a bad thing, is it? So yeah, I think there's many different ways you can use this in your hair. If like me you've decided it's not for you, for your skin, and also use it on your feet. You can either put it into, or in fact on your body, you could add a few drops to a current body lotion that you're using, or a foot lotion, something like that, and then that will just kind of amp up your body lotion or foot lotion. Okay, let's talk acids. I think these are probably the most versatile of the products that you can buy. So if you have bought any of the acids and you feel they're not working for you, I've got another one here as well, then these are things that you can do many different things with. My first example is you can use them to exfoliate your feet, but I should probably say move ahead with caution when you're doing this, because I don't know the exact levels you should use. But what I can tell you is, if you've heard of baby foot is a pair of exfoliating socks that you put on your feet, you leave on for a few, well, you don't leave the socks on, but I think, oh, maybe it's a cream. It's something that exfoliates your feet anyway, and your skin starts peeling over a few days and you end up with baby soft feet. The ingredients in that are lactic acid, salicylic acid and glycolic acid. So obviously if any of those products you have used and decided are just not for you, your skin can't tolerate them, that's an area you could use them in. So lactic acid, I would say with this would be great to just put a drop or 2 into your, you could use it on your body, but there's probably areas of your body that you put lotion on that you don't want to exfoliate. So I'd stick to using this in something specifically for feet. But you could put a few drops of this into a foot cream and rub that in, and that would give you a mild effect. It wouldn't give you that kind of peeling effect. Salicylic acid would be stronger than the lactic acid. So again, you could do the same with that. And then you've got this AHA 30% peel. you could put this on the bottom of your feet and use it as a mask and rinse it off. I'm not sure how much of an effect that would give. You could probably leave it longer on your feet than you do on your face. I don't know whether it would be recommended to leave on, you know, as in to put a drop into cream. I would say that's something to use your own judgment with, and if you're going to do it, have a dedicated foot cream, put one drop in, see what happens, leave it a week or so, put another drop in, see what happens, you know, that kind of thing. I might play around with this actually and see how I get on, because I think this is something that is, I don't feel like it's going to be something I'll love in my skincare regime, because I barely used this, as you can see. I've only up to there, and my skin kind of freaked out. Now that may be because of all the other acids. I was using glycolic acid and then putting salicylic acid on top. But if I want to do anything, it's not necessarily going to be a mask, other than if I had a breakout, I may well use this. Another area that you can use these kind of acids in is your bikini line, or even for men on beards. So anywhere that you're going to get ingrown hairs, you could use this. So I would definitely use this salicylic acid, which is only 2%, on my bikini line. Definitely, that would work really, really well. The lactic acid, not so much. That would be more for dry skin. I don't think that on its own would be enough to help with ingrown hairs. This could be used as a kind of spot treatment with a cotton bud. I think you could put this, if you had an ingrown hair, you could use a cotton bud and use that. And you could also use both of these, I believe, on corns. Again, proceed with caution, but if you use a little bit of this on a cotton bud and dabbed it on a corn and then cover it with a little plaster, I think that that would be really useful as well. That's a few ideas for those. Next on the list is the vitamin C that I mentioned. So for this, one thing that does work for me is using it on my hands, and I think that's a great thing, especially for me. I have got old looking hands, and anything I can do to help my hands along would be good. And so it will still work in the same way on your hands as a skin brightener. You should be putting obviously SPF over the top of it, so it will help your SPF work, and your skin is much more hardy on your hands obviously, and not so reactive, and so I get no reaction at all putting it on my hands. So you can use it on your hands. You could use this on sunburn. That might sound very counterproductive or counterintuitive if this is something that bothers you, but I wouldn't recommend using it on sunburn on your face if you have stopped using it because you don't like, because it stings. I wouldn't use it on your face for sunburn, but sunburn anywhere else, add some of this to your after sun, and vitamin C is something that helps sunburn heal. So that's something you could use it for. And what was the final thing I thought of? Oh, scars. If you've got any scars on your body, use up your serum by putting it on the scar. Again, probably not on your face and neck, wherever you've found you've been sensitive to it, but that's something that I might use this for. I've got a couple of scars actually, but I've got one at the base of my back, quite a big one, about that long and about that wide. So I might well use this up on that, because it's a scar tissue can actually become quite tight and uncomfortable. So I'm going to use this on that and see how I get on. But vitamin C is good for scars as well. Finally, the retinol and retinoids. So you've got the advanced 2% retinoid, which I think most people get on with, but some people have had severe peeling from. And then there's the retinol, which you guys know I had a massive reaction on my chest to. A lot of people have reacted badly to it. You can use these with your body lotion, and that's something that I think would really help. It's not something like where you're putting an acid in, it's not going to instantly exfoliate. It's not an exfoliator as such, but it is going to help with cell turnover, and so I think they would be good products to add into your body lotion as well. And that's what I'm going to do with the retinol, because my face can't take the retinol. I am going to try the retinol around my eyes one more time, and then I'm going to move on to put the rest of it into a body lotion. But that's another way that you can use it. You could also use the retinol straight on your hands, because that's something that would help with your agents. In fact, maybe I'll do that as opposed to on my body. Maybe I'll just use it all over my hands. So like I say, that was products that you have not been wanting to use for their intended purpose, for why you bought them. So hopefully that's useful. If you do want me to do that video about making your own skincare from The Ordinary products, let me know. I will list everything I've got on my face in the description, and I will speak to you again soon.